All right, ready? Okay, here we go. Fuel economy / operating costs. We're going to talk about both of them. Okay, I'm going to cover this right away because this is super easy. You need to know a few things that come with owning a car, like regular maintenance items. So some of you are going to know more than me about this. Chances are in a 68. We're going to quickly go to 68, then we'll go back to 65. What are operating costs? Expenses that just come with, owning a vehicle. I need you to have, I would say, 3 out of this list. Page 68 real quick, and then we'll go back to 65. You need to have, I'm going to quickly cover them. Every time you change your oil in the car, you should probably also inspect the condition of your brakes. Because, hey, if you don't have brakes, you're in trouble. You know that if you've ever had that issue with a bike, you know what I'm talking about, right? Oil change. You should do it every 5,000 kilometers or 3 months, every 3 months. I don't keep track of the kilometers I drive, to be honest. So I do my own oil changes every 3 months. Does it say oil filter? So obviously these have to be done together. You should do oil filter, okay, together. Every 3 months, you get your oil changed and you get your oil filter replaced as well at the same time. Anybody ever done that? Done your own oil change in your car or observed? Some of us, yeah? Yeah, so just YouTube it if you don't know how to do it. Yeah, YouTube. I've repaired my car many, many times using YouTube. That's it. I just had my iPad right next to me. Shrink wrap it because you're dealing with oil and like dirty car parts. And then you just watch it. It's like, oh yeah, okay, got it. Next, tire rotation. Do you know what tire rotation is?
Yes.
What is it?
You put the wheels tire in the front to the back and the wheels in the back to the front.
Nathaniel just said it. If this is your car, if this is the rear and this is the front, this is what I do every year. Okay? I put the ones that were in the front like this, I bring them to the back like that, and then I bring the ones that were in the back to the front like this. Every year I keep doing that. This is tire rotation. Tire rotation. Why would you want to do that? Andrew? Even out the wear. Yeah. Even wear. A tire, guys, can easily cost between $250 and $350 a pop each. Yeah, plus taxes, right? It depends like how big they are. Bigger, meaner, more meat on them, they're even more expensive. So if you keep rotating, you won't wear them out unevenly. Why do you think it would wear out unevenly? If you have a front wheel drive car, where does the front tire spin way more than the back, correct? Especially in the winter and regularly. So if you keep rotating them, it's just wearing out at the same rate. So you get way more life out of your tires. That's basically what you're doing. You're extending the life of your tires. That is technically, if you say, I'm paying for it, I'm paying to get the tires rotated, that's an operating expense. Okay. Cool and flush, wheel alignment, rust proofing the car. I do this every year or two. You spray it's like an oily substance. You spray it under the car, and you have little hoses that go into little holes in the car frame, and it prevents it from rusting. It's actually made from sheep wool. Okay, they extract that out of sheep wool, and then that's what you spray onto your car. It's pretty cool. Look it up, lanolin. Wiper replacement. You should replace your wipers every year or two. Right? If you wipe and you can't see properly, they're worn out, replace them. Air filter replacement. Battery replacement. The cabin filter replacement. All of these have 3 on your study sheet. Call them operating costs. That's it. Nice, short and sweet, operating costs. Anybody know what a cabin filter is? Filters the cabin. There's air, nowadays, air is so polluted that there's actually a filter that filters out the air coming into your car. When your AC is running, it filters it out. You should replace it every 3-4 months. Battery replacement, you know what happens when the battery gets too old? Your car won't start at -40, right? Air filter replacement, did you know that your engine draws air and mixes it? And basically, there's an explosion inside. If this is a cylinder right here, side view, there's fuel and air that mixes here, and then a spark comes in there and it explodes, and it just keeps happening. And so that air that comes into your engine is filtered. It can't just be dirty, polluted, like it can't have like dust or anything like it. So there's a filter inside your engine bay that needs to be replaced. If you go to a shop, they know all about it. Just tell them, do the works, right? Replace everything that needs to be replaced and you're good to go. So I'm going way overkill. You're only supposed to know a few examples, but I feel like some of you will own a car very shortly, or maybe already do, and so you should know a little bit about, you know, maintenance. So anyways, let's go back to fuel economy and let's do some math here. Ooh, I need to hurry. So this formula, folks, is no longer on your formula sheet. So add to study sheet. Add to study sheet. Okay, make sure you do that. Here's the alternative version of this formula, okay? This is the one that the province gives you. It's liters over 100 kilometers is equal to fuel used. You're writing this down, right? Because this is just me giving this to you. Fuel used over distance driven. I know it's small. I apologize, but that's all I can do. They just changed it on us after I had already printed this booklet, okay?
We still like the one in the booklet, though?
Yeah, I would do both. I would have both, and I'll show you why in a bit. Folks, this is your fuel economy. This part right here, come on, fuel economy. This is also the liters over 100 kilometers is in fact your fuel economy. So these formulas are very similar. I would argue they are saying the same thing, but sometimes you want to use this version, sometimes you want to use this one, okay? So just have them both, and I will add to that. We'll do the math, and I'll explain the different things that affect your fuel economy later, tomorrow, okay? Who was saying what's jackrabbit? You know people that drive like a jackrabbit? They go like green light, they floor it, and then there's another red light on the next one, right? And then they have to stop again. So that's jackrabbiting. If that's how you drive, you're gonna use a lot more fuel than if you just keep a steady pace. Okay. Okay. Let's use example 1 here. Make sure you write this down. I know it's almost the end of class, but I want you to have this. 2 examples, this, and we're done for today. Example 1 on page 66. Example 1. A car is driven, right? You drove this many kilometers, and you're using this much fuel, right? This is the fuel. This is the distance. Okay. Determine the fuel economy of the car. Use this one. Use FE, because you want to figure out what the fuel economy is. It says liters over kilometers times 100. That's the formula that you're going to use. So FE is 26.78 liters of gas. And I can't tell you how often this is it. Like, this is the province will say, hey, you needed this much fuel and you drove that distance. What's the fuel economy? All you have to do is plug in and go. That's all you have to do. So here's your answer. Ready? Grab your calculators. 26.78 divided by 280.2. And then I multiply that by 100. Just like it's saying here. There you go. 9.56. And here's the kicker. You need to state it as liters per 100 kilometers. That is the standard, okay? Standard answer. Okay? I'm going to highlight this part. Okay? Whenever you figure out the fuel economy, you want to actually make sure you add the liters per 100 kilometers. So this car uses about almost 10 liters every 100 kilometers it drives, on average. Right? So if you drive 200 kilometers, you'll be using 10 and another 10, right? 20 liters of fuel. So you can kind of do the math there, how much fuel you're going to need to make your trip. One more. How much fuel would you need to drive 1,500 kilometers? You ready? You literally use this fact right here that you just found. 9.56 liters over 100 kilometers. This is your fuel economy, folks. It's just written in a different way. Where do you put the 1,500 kilometers, you think? Use this as your guide. The kilometers are in the denominator, so you put these 1,500 here. And this is the liters we need for that trip. What does this look like? Cross, multiply, and divide. Yes, I knew you were going to say that. 1,500 times 9.56 divided by 100. And here you go. You're finding the liters. You're not finding the fuel economy. All right? The answer is, where am I? 143.4 liters required. You know what the fuel prices are right now? 1.31. That's what I saw this morning. So if you need this much fuel, 143.4 times, I can tell you don't have cars if you don't know what the gas prices are. Or you drive, what's that?
It was 1.28 last night.
1.28? Okay, my bad. I thought this morning, but it also depends a little bit on the gas station, right? But here we go. You would need $183 or so to make that trip. One way. This is it. What's your homework?
No homework.
Update your study sheet. How many formulas? 2. Right? These ones. These ones. That's it. Thank you, guys.